and she saved my name as dentist. Then my wife booked an appointment. In Maya's phone, I was Mark. I was dentist, a joke that stopped being funny the night my wife asked me which clinic I recommended because she wanted to whiten her smile before the gala. Nothing too fancy, Elise said, flipping her calendar on the kitchen island like she was checking the weather. I just want to feel lighter. Can you text me your dentist's info? I almost laughed because life sometimes hands you a line you cannot say out loud. My mouth filled with the taste of mint and a lie I had been rehearsing since spring. I go to the one on Pine, I said. They're fine. She smiled at me with the teeth I knew too well and too carelessly. Perfect. I put dentist for Friday at 5. You can come with me, make sure I don't sign up for something ridiculous. Friday at 5 was already taken. By me, by Maya, by a hotel with windows that never showed what was inside. I looked down at her screen and there it was, neat as a verdict. Dentist Pine Smiles. She tilted her phone toward me like a good joke. I wanted to throw every calendar I'd ever kept into the river. I'll meet you there, I said. I have a shoot until 4. A truth in the neighborhood of a lie which made it worse. Maya had been dentist since the night we met because the first thing I said to her was a stupid comment about the sugar bowl at a fundraiser. Don't do it, I told her. My dentist will murder me. She laughed the way people laugh when they want to try on your voice. Later, when we started texting, she saved me as dentist to dodge suspicion. It's ancient camouflage, she said. No one wants more dental work. I saved her as Pine Smiles because I'm a coward and a comedian with poor taste. The clinic on Pine is 2 doors down from the villa, a boutique hotel where hallways smell like eucalyptus and apologies. We used it like an extra room in a house we couldn't afford. The first time, Maya wore a scarf that made the desk clerk stop talking mid-sentence. We have a quiet floor, he said. It's all quiet, she said, and I believed her. By Friday, everything had the brittle shine of a glass you're about to drop. My day played along, a studio shoot that refused to end, a client who wanted every product to look simultaneously luxurious and affordable. At 4:30, the producer said, "You good?" And I said, "So good," while my ribs tried to fold into origami. I texted Maya from the curb, "In 15. Room 314, she wrote. "Key is under the plan in the hall, and we should talk before we stop talking." My thumb hovered. "About," I typed. "The story we're telling ourselves," she wrote. "Hurry." The city had the soft, forgiving light that happens after it almost rains. I walked the 2 blocks, past the clinic where a hygienist in pink scrubs was spraying down a chair with the seriousness of a surgeon. I could have gone in. I could have introduced myself to the receptionist and said, "My wife will be here at 5. Please tell her I had an emergency, and by emergency, I mean that I am not the man I promised to be." I kept walking. The villa's hallway had its usual theater. Dim lamps, a runner that silenced gilt-framed photographs of people pretending to read. I found the plant, an exhausted fern, and the key card under its square of soil like a moral buried at the end of a parable. Inside 314, the curtains were half closed, the bed a still lake, the table set with 2 glasses and the cheap courage of minibar wine. Maya stood by the window like she was posing for a painting she didn't consent to. She wore that green dress with the back that dips like a breath being taken. Her face did something complicated when she saw me, relief braided with decision. "I hate the name," she said. "Dentist. It was cute when it meant nothing. Now it means everything I don't want to be." "We could change it," I said uselessly. "Mark," she said, and my name in her mouth made the room line up properly. "I can't keep being your secret errand." I stepped closer, stopped, and then she crossed the distance like hunger with manners. Our kiss was half warning, half homecoming. The fabric of her dress caught on my fingertips, a small friction that said, "This is real, we are not ghosts, we can still refuse to be foolish." She pulled back first and put her forehead against mine like you do with someone you're about to lie to or tell the truth. "Elise has an appointment downstairs," she said. "I saw it on her public calendar when I was checking our meeting. I didn't snoop, it just popped up. 5 o'clock. "God," I said, "she asked me to come." "So we have 40 minutes, Maya said, "to stop pretending the hallway will never see us." She walked to the table, twisted the bottle open, poured. We drank the red wine that tastes good only when you're doing something you shouldn't. She watched me with those eyes that always look like she's deciding whether to jump. "I need to understand," she said. "Are you leaving her?" "I don't want to be a man who detonates his own house," I said. "Then you want to be a man who visits mine when it's convenient," she said. "Not cruel, only factual." I pictured the kitchen island, Elise flipping the calendar and trusting me with the boring tender things, dry cleaning, carrots, birthdays. I pictured the way she had tucked her hair behind her ear when she asked for my dentist's number, the small domestic choreography of it. The room tilted, righted itself. "I want to tell Elise," I said. "Not today, but I can't keep living at the speed of this secret." "Then we should stop." She said it like surgery, clean, swift, necessary. We stood there with our glasses like we were toasting a ship neither of us would board. I reached for her hand because habit is louder than wisdom. She let me take it. "Okay," I said. "We stop, after today." "That's bargaining with the fire," she said, but she stepped closer anyway. We didn't undress. We kept it where the morning could forgive us, skin through fabric, breath negotiating distance, the long kiss that tries to memorize the other's face from inside. I traced the line of her shoulder like I was signing something. She laughed once when I found the place under her jaw that makes the world fall away, then bit her lip and shook her head as if to say, "Remember this, and remember to stop." When the clock on the bedside table sighed toward 5, she pushed me gently back. "We should go," she said. "I can't be the reason your wife looks up from a waiting room and sees a story she can't unsee." "Let's go out the back," I said. "The back is for people hiding," she said. "We can be braver than that." In the hallway, I put the key back under the fern and wiped my hand on my jeans like morality was dirt. We walked down together because we didn't know what not walking down together meant. In the lobby, the desk clerk nodded like we were anyone. Through the glass door, I could see the clinic's waiting room. Elise was in the corner with her phone, hair pulled into an efficient knot, ankles crossed. I knew that posture, it said. I am spending time in order to save it. "Go," Maya whispered, "or don't, but choose for real." "Come with me," I said without meaning to. We could tell her, both of us. We could stop making her do all the trusting by herself. Maya's mouth made a shape around a word I didn't hear. She touched my wrist, not my hand, which felt like ethics. "This is your conversation," she said. "I'll be waiting in the cafe with the tile floor that makes everyone walk carefully. If you want me afterward, I'll be there. If you don't, then this is the hallway where we did the right thing and let it hurt." I crossed the street and stepped into the waiting room that smelled like mint and television. Elise looked up and smiled in the reflexive way couples do. When one of them enters a room, the other is already in. Then she saw my face and put her phone down slowly as if she were lowering a flag. "Hey," she said, "you made it, I'm glad." I sat beside her and leaned forward as if my body could block the consequences that were already on their way. "I need to tell you something," I said, "and I need you to let me get it all out before you decide who I am." She nodded once. Brave, annoyed, curious, I spoke. I did not tell her the story of how it started because origin myths are excuses. I told her the facts it would be indecent to hide. The hotel, the afternoons, the name in her calendar that wasn't mine. I told her I hated the person I'd had to be to pull it off more than I loved the ease it gave me. I told her we had just decided to stop. She listened the way Elise listens when she's trying not to call time. The only time she flinched was when I said, "Room 314." She looked down at the paper form in her lap where she had written her insurance information in neat letters. She crossed out her middle initial like it had offended her. "Why today?" she asked finally. "Why not last month? Why not when you first decided you were the kind of man who could do this?" "Because you put dentist on the calendar and asked me to come with you," I said. "Because sometimes the universe writes punchlines in block letters and dares you to keep pretending you don't know how to read." She laughed once, a bright bark that startled the hygienist. "That is not a good answer," she said, and then gentler, "but it's probably the truth." "I'm sorry," I said. "That's cheap, but it's yours." She looked at the door and then at me. "Is she here?" she asked. "In the cafe," I said. "I asked her not to be part of this." She listened. Elise stood. "I'm going to cancel the appointment," she said. "Not because I don't want clean teeth, but because I don't want to reward your comedy." She went to the desk, spoke quietly, nodded at something with her eyebrows. When she returned, she put on her coat with the dignity of royalty and the exhaustion of a person who has paid too many small bills. "Come on," she said. "Let's take a walk around the block like teenagers who need air." We walked past the villa. She didn't look at it. "I'm not going to ask you to perform remorse," she said. "I'm also not going to clap because you told me now instead of later. Do you want to try to fix us?" "Yes," I said, because my body had learned that syllable with her. "Then I want a pause," she said. "A month. You in your brother's guest room, me here. No hotels, no dentists, therapy like it's our job. After a month, we decide if we're building a new house or selling the land." I nodded, grateful for orders I could follow. "Okay." "And her?" she asked. "She'll know the pause is not a theater break," I said. "It's not for deciding which version of this I prefer. It's for understanding whether I can be the person my name claims." Elise stopped. "That almost sounded like poetry," she said. "Don't ruin it." We hugged in the way long companions hug when a new shape enters the room. It wasn't romantic. It was respectful. She smelled like the mint they spray on dental chairs and the shampoo we buy in bulk. She let go first. "We'll talk tomorrow," she said. "Today is a day for not making anything worse." She went left. I went right to the cafe with the tile floor. Maya sat by the window, her hands around a cup she wasn't drinking from. She looked up and read my face like the news. "Well?" she asked. "I told her," I said. "She didn't throw anything. I'm moving out for a month." "And me?" she asked. "And you," I said carefully. "I can't ask you to wait for a person who might not be good for you. I also can't pretend I don't want to be that person." She smiled a little, a tired star. "Then don't ask," she said. "Just be. If you make it through your month with your honesty unsmudged, call me. If you don't. I'll change your name in my phone either way." "To what?" I asked. "Because humor is the raft I build even when the river is low." "To Mark," she said, "if it's you. To no further appointments if it's not." We sat without touching, which felt like a braver kind of intimacy than anything we'd done in 314. I told her about the therapy Elise had ordered like a prescription. She told me about the job she'd been offered in another city and how she'd been turning it down because her map had me on it. "I want the job for its own sake," she said. "I want you for yours." When we finally stood, we didn't kiss. She walked me to the door and then turned back, pausing to look at the pattern on the tile like it could give her directions. I watched her sit again and become a woman having coffee alone, which is to say a person who belongs to herself. I slept on my brother's couch that night, staring at his ceiling fan until it felt like a referendum on choices. In the morning, I called a therapist and called a locksmith to change the codes to my bad habits. I texted Elise the address, and she sent a thumbs up and a check mark, which I decided to accept as a prayer. Then I changed Maya's contact to her real name and deleted Pine Smiles. Because if I ever walked back into a hallway smelling like eucalyptus and apologies, it wouldn't be as a ghost. Here is the part where I claim redemption. I can't. It's only been 3 weeks. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I sit in an office where the chairs are ugly on purpose and tell the truth until it tires me. On Sundays, Elise and I walk without deciding anything, counting dogs like omens. Some nights I think I hear a key in a plant near a door and check my pockets like a man who's lost something valuable. Some mornings I wake up on the couch and my first thought is her green dress against hotel glass. My second thought is the look on Elise's face when she wrote a different middle initial on the form, choosing who she was in ink. I am no one's dentist now. I am a man with a name he is trying to deserve. And if I ever end up back in a lobby where the clerk says, "We have a quiet floor," I hope I have the sense to answer, "So do I, and mean my own house."